ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Welcome to Ill-Equipped History, where two best friends tell you something about history and an event that happened that was really wacky. Sometimes we get wacky stories.
How are we not good at this yet? The intro. Like, you think we'd have like a consistent one.
No.
And we're winging it every time.
The thing is if I start like scripting it too much, I feel really awkward and robotic. So I feel like I have to mix it up, but I'm not good at not scripting things.
Ad-libbing?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So this is what you get. I'm Morgan, the hot mess, and I'm joined by my hot mess best friend,
Hey!
Emily.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, our brains are mush from this Christmas season.
I'm in my last week of work before the break, and I'm counting. Me and all the people I work with are literally counting the minutes. Like, we're so close. We're getting there.
We're counting the minute. I'm counting the minutes on the opposite end, where like mine is like a ticking time bomb that the kids are going to be out any minute, and then any productivity that I have is about to just come to a screeching halt. So I'm scrambling. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
As the day that this comes out, I will be coming down in just a couple days.
Yay!
To see your face.
I can't wait till we open Christmas presents.
Oh my gosh. Emily's going to die when she gets hers. And literally, I'm going to take a video of you opening it because you will die.
Like I did last year with the bags.
Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
The best.
I take my bag everywhere.
I do too. I've got my under the mistletoe coffee mug for my hot tea tonight. We're festive.
What tea are you drinking?
Peppermint. Peppermint. If anyone hears the roar of a fireplace, the pellet stove is slowly winding down. It's like 17 degrees in East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Today, guys. My kids were on a 2-hour delay because of the cold.
We were
like that
expecting to be on a 2-hour delay, but we were not. And everyone was like, what the hell?
I'm going to be honest. It was the same temperature as it was at 7 and at 9. So it really didn't matter.
Right.
It made my life chaos, though. So
yeah. She was texting us this morning, like, everything bad is happening.
And then as soon as it was over, it was over. It was just like, boom, done. Like, the Jeep broke down. I was trying to get the kids ready for school. Work was falling apart around me. And then Nick made it home with the Jeep without me, apparently. And it was the radiator. It was fine. Turns out it was just so cold it wasn't going to overheat. It's whatever. And then they left. And the world was quiet. And I felt like I was on a roller coaster.
You made it through.
It was great. We did it. We did it.
Well, speaking of roller coasters, Emily, I'm about to take y'all on one today.
Cannot wait.
This
cannot wait.
Story is wacky and weird and a little sad, and it's just all over the place.
Let's do it.
It's just a couple of days before Christmas in a small town in Texas. Townspeople are milling about, getting some last-minute shopping finished, and enjoying their Friday, when suddenly they hear a woman frantically searching for the local sheriff. People hear that armed robbers have taken over the local bank, and they have guns. A crowd begins making their way to the First National Bank of Cisco. Do you see anything?
Sorta. I see a guy dressed as Santa.
That's what that lady's kid said. Some people were going to shoot Santa. Get closer.
I'm trying.
Suddenly, a shot rings out and goes through the window.
Ah!
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm done pissed off now. No one shoots at me.
They respond by firing a gun back into the bank, which is followed by 4 more gunshots inside.
They done pissed off everyone. Get them!
The crowd then begins firing their weapons at the bank. The people inside are ducking and scrambling for cover. For 15 minutes, a volley of gunfire and bullets is exchanged between vigilantes and robbers. The criminals then try to make their escape to their car through the rear of the building. There they are! They're trying to escape! Get them! More gunfire is exchanged. Hostages are shot, and the robbers get in their vehicle and drive off. The crowd begins following them on foot, horseback, and their own vehicles. This story is about the infamous Santa Claus robbery in December of 1927. By the end of this story, 6 people will be dead, many more injured, and even more traumatized at the violence in their small hometown.
Oh my god. Not the hostages.
All the hostages live.
Okay,
Spoiler
good.
alert.
Okay, good. Thanks for telling me that.
Yes. I don't even know how I stumbled across this story. This story has been on my list of topics to research since before we started the podcast.
Seriously?
Yeah, like when we were like first talking about it, I don't know where I saw it, but I was like, I will research this one day, and today's that day. Again, don't ask me where I got the idea from. I have also never read a stronger argument for gun control in my life.
Oh, fun.
We are going to be talking about a lot of people with a lot of guns, so just be aware of that. This story is crazy.
I'm so ready for it.
So we're going to start off talking about a man named Marshall Ratliff.
Okay.
When he was doing his thing, bank robberies in the early 1900s, especially in the West, were at an all-time high.
Yeah.
We're talking multiple bank robberies a day in Texas.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And I remember reading, I did read a book. Before I get really into this, I want to talk to you all about the book I read. It's very short. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's called Santa Claus Bank Robbery, A True Crime Saga in Texas by Snider. It was written in 2019 on Kindle. On my phone, it was like 190 pages. So it's probably like 60, 70 pages like of actual book. Very quick, easy read. A lot of really good information. So just so you know, most of my research came from her book, just so you're aware. And she was saying in her book that at the time of the robbery we're going to be talking about today, another bank robbery was going on like 2 towns over. Like,
what?
It was crazy.
That sounds so stressful to work in a bank.
Oh, 100%. And the banks were trying to come up with ways to deter all these bank robberies from happening.
Well, yeah.
So they had tear gas. They had their own guns. They even had a reward for dead bank robbers.
Oh, shit.
For example, the reward in the 1920s for a dead bank robber by like the Texas Association of Banks or something like that was $1,500.
In 1920?
It's a little over $98,000 today.
How much money were they losing that was like a reasonable amount for them?
It was worth not being robbed.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And this was more than people's annual salaries.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, very high incentive to kill bank robbers and turn them in for the reward money.
I'm seeing why in our skit today the crowd went towards the bank and not away from the bank. I was wondering that the whole time. I'm like, if there's an active robbery, why are you walking towards the bank? It's because they're trying to get a clear shot.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So going back to Marshall Ratliff, Marshall at the time of this story was 24 years old. He had been a lifelong petty criminal.
Okay.
I wasn't able to get a whole lot about his childhood. He did have a brother named Lee Ratliff. They were kind of partners in crime. They robbed a bank in Valera, Texas, and they got about $9,000 in this robbery.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But they were dumb and didn't keep a low profile and were caught and then sent to prison. Because
you're going to rob a bank.
Of course.
And get $9,000 in 1920. Lay low.
Yeah.
For sure. Move. You
Right.
got the money now. Move.
Right. So Marshall and Lee's mother was a very compassionate, she loved her sons. And so she very strongly campaigned for them to be released from prison. The governor of Texas at the time was Miriam Ma Ferguson. She was the second female governor in the United States at the time.
Hell yeah.
And she had, one of her platforms of being mayor is that she had a high level of pardons of prisoners. Like, she pardoned prisoners all the time. One source I read said that she pardoned 100 criminals a month.
Why?
That was her platform.
Okay.
So Marshall and Lee were both pardoned less than a year into their sentence. I think they had gotten like a 20-year sentence, but they were pardoned. And while Marshall and Lee were in prison, they met two men named Henry Helms and Robert Hill. And they're two of the other players in the story.
Okay.
So Henry Helms was the son of a preacher. He had a wife and children. Marshall did as well. But Henry was also had a life of crime behind him. He stole cars. He was bootlegging, selling drugs. And he was also known for being a very violent, aggressive man.
He would be. I was just thinking he was good looking. Damn it. Damn it. Every time.
I know, right? You know how to you know how to choose him, Emily, apparently.
I've never been more happy to find Nick as young as I did.
Because if you had to wait later, you definitely would be the wife of a mob wife or somebody.
Anywho, who's this other guy?
Robert Hill. He's a victim of circumstance for sure. I mean, he also had a life of crime, but his circumstance was that he grew up in a reform school. Which, if you don't know about reform schools in the early 1900s, they are hell on earth.
Yeah.
Where young boys would literally be tortured into compliance and submission. And he was orphaned at 10 years old.
Oh, bless him.
So he grew up around delinquents.
Yeah.
So
they didn't
again,
really give him much of a chance.
Right. So at the time of this robbery, Marshall's 24, Henry is 30, and Robert is 21. So Robert is, I mean, they're definitely young, and then Henry's a little bit older. So Marshall got the idea after he was pardoned. He wanted to rob the First National Bank of Cisco because he did not learn his lesson. He did not become rehabilitated.
Forbid the man get a job. What?
I know, right?
Okay.
And the reason he wanted to rob the First National Bank of Cisco specifically, one, he grew up in the area, so he knew the bank very well. And he knew that this bank had a back door in like the rear of the bank that led out to an alley, which would give them a perfect route to a getaway car right on a boulevard.
Right.
So he was like, this is the perfect target. Let's rob this bank. And he was going to go with his brother Lee, but Lee had gotten arrested before they could ever enact their plan.
Buddy, you just got out.
I know. They're not learning nothing.
No.
And this was like November. Lee was back in prison. So Marshall went to Helms and Hill and was like, okay, I have a plan for this robbery. They're like, great, cool, sounds fine. They also got a guy who was a safe cracker, but he ended up getting sick and disappeared from the story. We don't even know his name. So they were like, okay, we need a fourth guy. So they recruited a man named Lewis Davis, and he was Henry Helms' brother-in-law.
Okay.
He was 32 years old. He had no criminal record. He had a steady job, wife and 2 kids. Seems like Henry was like, hey, you want to do this really cool, fun thing?
Oh.
Yeah. So Lewis was like, sure, why not? And I'll get some money out of it. So they plan to do the robbery the Friday before Christmas. The four men went to a boarding house in Wichita Falls, Texas that was owned by Francis and Josephine Herron. So they're planning this robbery. And again, Marshall is from this area. He's the only one from Cisco. And it's a small town. And he knows that he'll be recognized because he grew up there. His mom still lives there. So he's like, okay, we need to come up a way for like a disguise. Because the other three guys, like, no one will know who they are. So he sees Miss Herron making a Santa costume for her husband. And he was like, perfect. Quote, this would conceal his identity without arousing suspicions.
It's Santa. But I mean, it is the Friday before Christmas.
2 days before Christmas.
Oh my God.
So he was like, perfect. Because I had the same thought, like, he's Santa, but also, like, it's literally the week of Christmas.
Right. Like, it is kind of the perfect get-up.
Right. So they persuaded Miss Herron to give them the costume. I don't know what this persuasion looked like. If it was like, hey, can you please give it to us? Or if it was something more aggressive. I don't know.
Yeah. Why did they go to the Herons anyway? Did they just know them?
Henry knew them from somewhere. I read about it in the book. I just kind of skimmed over it. I encourage you guys to look at the book again. It's free on Kindle Unlimited if you subscribe to that. And it's a very quick read. Henry knew them. There's more story to the Herons, like kind of in the background.
Okay.
Of this whole story. They kind of have a shady past themselves.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. So from Miss Herron, they got the jacket, a Santa Claus mask, and the hat because the pants did not fit Ratliff. So he was wearing like jeans or denim or like black pants or slacks or something.
Okay.
So people were like, that's not Santa. Anyway. So the four, once again to summarize, the four robbers are Marshall Ratliff, Henry Helms, Robert Hill, and Lewis Davis. The four steal a car, because why not?
Why not? Sure.
Left from Wichita Falls to Cisco. Apparently it was a very nice Buick that they had stolen.
Oh, fancy.
So now we're getting to the day.
Okay.
December 23rd, 1927. So when they get to Cisco, Marshall has them park the car a few blocks away because he's going to walk to the bank, and they're going to take the car and like drive it around to the boulevard for like their escape route.
Right.
So he walked to the bank and apparently was like being followed by children because the children are like, oh my God, it's Santa.
Yeah.
And he like was like, hi kids. You know, he wasn't like a dick to them or anything, but he was like, hey, I gotta get going, but y'all be good. The other three men went ahead and went inside the bank, and then Marshall joined them, and then they they drew their guns and on the customers and the workers in the bank and said, this is a robbery. Hold your hands up. So Helms, Hill, and Davis all had guns, and then Ratliff made an employee open the vault. And I'm pretty sure this employee was a man named Alex Spears, who actually knew Marshall from childhood. He was like the head cashier. Oh. Another person enters the story, Mrs. B.P. Blasingame. Or Blasingame.
Okay.
I've seen different spellings. And her 6-year-old daughter, Frances. So they're on the other side of the street when they see Santa go inside the bank. And Frances is so excited because she wants to say hi to Santa.
Yeah.
So they go inside the bank, and then they see 3 men holding weapons. And Santa, she says, they're going to shoot Santa Claus. Because she's sick. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Miss Blasingame is like, fuck no. And like literally gets her daughter, and she starts going towards the back entrance of the bank. And the other men are like, stop, like don't leave, we'll shoot you. And she just keeps going. She's like, nah, I'm not stopping for this. And like leaves, she gets out.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So she leaves, goes out the back entrance, and then starts running to the police station, which is like literally the next block over. And she's shouting for the sheriff. So she gets the attention of George Emery Bedford, who was the chief of police of Cisco.
Okay.
And she's like, the bank is being held up by robbers. They have guns. You have to do something. And Bedford, the chief, then tells like a pastor or something like, get people with guns and tell them to go to the bank.
Literally, the police got civilians?
Yeah.
What a horrible idea.
I know. So people hear about what's happening and they hear the ruckus and so they all go over to see what's going on. Most of them armed because it's Texas and there's bank robberies happening every day.
You know what? Yeah. I don't blame them for being armed with that. The sheer, you could just try to go cash a check and might have a gun pointed at you. So
right.
I don't blame them.
And I think it was a coincidence that no one inside the bank happened to be armed besides the bank robbers. Because I don't even think any of the or maybe they did, but they didn't want to make it worse. You know, they didn't want to risk the lives of anyone in there. So people start approaching the bank from the outside. Robert sees someone kind of like looking in.
Yeah.
And shoots the window to, I guess, like keep them away from the bank. Someone fires back.
Yeah.
So then Hill shoots 4 times into the ceiling to let everyone outside know, hey, we have guns, don't mess with us.
Yeah.
And then everyone outside starts shooting inside the bank.
Oh, shit.
For the next 15 minutes, there's a constant barrage of gunfire between the people outside and the robbers inside, while the poor customers, who are now hostages, are scrambling to not get shot.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Because the people inside, like, they're having to fire through windows, and I assume the window eventually shatters, so they're just like...
Yeah.
So there's including customers and, employees, there's 16 hostages that are taken. And they're being used as human shields to, as the robbers then start going into the back to get to their getaway car.
Right.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. These robbers are not the smartest men.
It seems like
we're going to get into some bumbling ass shit here, okay? From not even just the robbers, from a lot of people.
Oh, God. It can't get more bumbling than this. I mean, an entire crowd shooting into a room full of hostages.
Girl,
what?
You just wait.
I'm already my flabbers are gasted. What is this?
So they get to the back, and they want all of the hostages to get into the car. There are 16. They want all of them to get in the car.
Why would they do that?
Because I don't think they're very smart.
Just leave. Just leave.
And so at this point, the crowd then sees them in the alley trying to escape. So they start shooting into the alley. And one guy shoves Alex Spears, who again is the head cashier, and he literally gets shot in the jaw. He lives. He's okay. But he, literally, and then ran away. And they're like, no, you have to come back. And he was like, nah, I'm out. More people escaped. More people were shot. A lot of people were shot in the legs or in the arms. People are getting, innocent hostages are being shot by vigilantes and the robbers. No one knows what's happening here.
Oh, my God.
So then Lewis Davis, then tries to shoot into the crowd to get them to all scatter. But he immediately gets just peppered in the neck, the side, and the arms. And then Chief Bedford and then his deputy, George Carmichael, come onto the scene. And they're like, okay, we need to take control of the situation because it's getting out of control.
Yeah, you shouldn't have announced it anyway and let an entire group of vigilante people... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Bedford and Carmichael were shot by the robbers. So Bedford was shot 5 times in the chest. And Carmichael was shot once through the head. And was put into a coma.
Ugh.
And then Bedford died later that evening on the 23rd.
Damn.
The robbers, after the police go down, the vigilantes are like, oh my God, they're freaking out now. And the robbers end up getting away with 2 hostages, 12-year-old Laverne Comer and 10-year-old MMA Robertson.
The kids?
2 young girls.
Kids?
2 young girls are their hostages. They get them into the car and they drive away. There were estimated to be about 200 bullet holes in the bank. And that's a low estimate.
Oh my God.
I can't believe more people didn't die in this confrontation.
Are all 4 of the robbers alive at this point?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Davis has very severe injuries, and I think Ratliff was shot like once in the arm.
Okay.
And then 6 townspeople had been injured.
Okay.
But no one knows who by who.
Right.
Because
Right.
well, a cluster.
Yeah, impossible.
The robbers made it to their vehicle with their hostages and start making their way out of Cisco. But this is, again, why I think they're not very smart. Because they were almost out of gas. They didn't fill their car up with gas after they drove from Wichita Falls.
What? Bank robbery 101,
right.
Guys. Come on.
And their tires had been shot out because they were also being chased by a mob. Shit's crazy.
I'm trying to I'm speechless.
I
don't know what to say.
It's bumbling. It's bumbling.
Why did you try to get how much time did they burn trying to get 16 people into one fucking Buick?
I don't know.
What?
They
could have they've been halfway out of town by now.
I know, right? If they just got the hell in their car and left.
Leave the hostages. Oh my God. And now what are you going to do with a 10 and a 12-year-old girls? Like,
right.
What?
So we're going to cut to the Harris family. We have Woody Harris, who's 14, his 80-year-old grandmother, and his parents. They had come into town. They were doing some Christmas shopping in Cisco, and they pulled over at a gas station to fill up with gas. Woody was driving, 20s. Then his grandmother was in the passenger seat, and his parents were in the back seat.
How old was Woody?
14.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Woody
20s.
was 14 and driving, but again, the 20s, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're at the gas station filling up gas, having a great
time.
Day before Christmas Eve day shopping. Then these chuckle fucks come pulling into the gas station.
Yeah.
And go to steal the Harris family car. Literally, this is like where true colors start to show. Henry Helms goes to is yelling at Woody, get out of the car, then goes over to the passenger side and tries to yank the grandmother out of the passenger door.
Well, that's rude.
Right. To force the family out. Fucking Woody locks the steering column and pockets the keys to the car before getting out.
Well, what a smarty pants.
I know. So then Robert Hill, who, again, I'm a bit gentler towards Robert Hill because, again, he's young, his life. He actually, takes the grandma and the parents and, escorts them to a house where they can, stay and, get help after they leave with their car.
Yeah, screw Henry.
Yeah,
But...
Henry's violent. Robert, I think he has a kind soul. He just grew up around crime and delinquents and abuse.
Oh, poor Robert.
Woody ends up, after he pockets the keys, he ends up running away while they were distracted, getting the money. Davis, who, again, has very serious injuries and, is practically unconscious at this time, and the hostages into the new car.
Okay. They don't notice that the keys aren't there and the steering column's locked yet?
No.
How dumb do you have to be to get outplayed by a 14-year-old? This is rough.
So while they're distracted, Woody starts running away.
Okay.
So Marshall starts shooting at him. And then the approaching mob sees someone shooting at Woody, so they all start shooting at him. So he has to go hide to avoid being shot by a mob.
Okay, who starts shooting at Woody?
Marshall Ratliff.
Okay, so now Marshall is hiding from the mob.
No, Woody's hiding from the mob.
Because the mob thought Woody was...
a bad guy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So he literally has to go hide. But then the mob also starts shooting at the robbers while they're trying to get the money, Davis, and the girls into the car. And then they get in and they realize they don't have the fucking keys. So then they have to get back into the other car. They get the hostages into the other car and go. And they can't take Davis because at this point he's fully unconscious. And they're like, we got to go right now.
Yeah, poor thing.
So the mob the vigilantes get to the car, the Harris car. They see Davis inside. They also see all the cash.
They left the cash?
The money.
All that for nothing. You have 2 hostages and no money. You have 2 hostages, children hostages, and no money to show for it after robbing a bank.
They had stolen $12,000, over $12,000 in cash and $150,000 in securities. And they fucking left it.
You could have grabbed one bag. One bag. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. So Woody eventually comes out of hiding and they're able to be like, okay, he's not a robber. I think his family was like, that's our son. Please don't shoot him.
Yeah.
He is tasked to drive Lewis Davis to the hospital because Davis is like bleeding out in the back seat of his car.
Yeah, that's fun. Bleed out in the family sedan. That's
right.
Thanks for that.
All the goods, the money and the securities were returned to the bank.
Okay.
Lewis Davis died that night in a hospital in Fort Worth.
I feel kind of bad for him. I don't feel like he really knew the severity of what he was getting into.
I don't think so either. I feel like he was kind of pressured into it by Henry. That's the kind of consensus because he has no criminal history before this point.
Yeah.
He had married, Henry Helms is married to Lewis's sister.
Oh, so they were brother-in-laws.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So the remaining robbers ended up abandoning the car and the girls several miles out of Cisco and just start walking.
Why did they even take the girls? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
Why take hostages?
The police by this point had caught up to the car and they were full ready to just shoot into this abandoned car before the girls started screaming. And they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't shoot into this car.
The incompetence of everyone around these poor girls. Like, the incompetence of everyone around the hostages is astonishing. What?
Again, I've never read a more solid case for gun control in my life. And like proper training and responsible use and all that. So
look, as a gun family,
yeah,
there is nothing more important than being taught the correct procedures of using guns.
Yes.
And this ain't it.
No, there's nothing about this that is correct use of gun anywhere.
No.
And like I have nothing against guns morally. Like, I've shot
not.
guns. Guns are fun. Like, I myself, like, if we're going to get into it, I do support gun control because I do think that we need some, just like how everyone has to have a license to drive a car, I think there should be some kind of regulation when it comes to owning a deadly weapon. My opinion. But this story is batshit insane.
This is bonkers. And at the beginning, when a crowd was almost gathered, not just formed, because people are nosy and they will form, but when the crowd was gathered, that's a problem.
Right.
That's a big problem. That is no longer in like police hands. That is
right.
You've just created vigilantes. What did you think was going to happen?
Right. So the robbers, they ditch the car, they walk to the next town, they stole another car, and were on the lam until they ended up wrecking the car in Putnam, Texas.
They pulled a Bonnie and Clyde.
This shit is so insane. So Laverne, after the girls were collected from the abandoned car, Laverne Comer was actually able to identify Ratliff because her mom had just bought a cafe from his mom. Because, again, he's local to the area.
Why?
So now they have a positive ID of at least one of the suspects.
What a dumbass.
So the men make it to Lewis Davis's sister's house, Henry Helms's wife, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
She fed them just their wounds, and then they leave. The police, because like through the associations, they were able to track down, because they knew Lewis Davis and he had died, and so they went to his sister's house after the men had left, and 8 people in connection are arrested, including Davis's sister and Mrs. Heron, because they got the uniform from her. They stayed at her house. There were some other factors that were like kind of weird. Minnie, Lewis's sister, came clean about helping the men, you know, after they came to her house, but she completely condemned their actions. She was like, I do not support them in any way. I just dressed their wounds and fed them.
If Henry is a violent man, and Henry is married to Lewis's sister, she probably didn't have much of a choice in the matter, unfortunately.
Right. So she's let go.
Okay.
But Mrs. Heron is later charged with being an accessory to murder after the fact.
Oh, shit.
Because of all the situation. She is later, the charges were dismissed later. But during this active event, all this happened. Because by this point, Chief Bedford had died.
Ugh.
So, a manhunt begins for these 3 men. Over 1,000 people are searching for these 3 men all over Texas. At the time, it was the largest manhunt in Texas history.
Oh, shit.
Like, and it lasted 3 days. They were combing the place.
Oh, my God.
So now we're going to go back to the robbers.
Okay.
They ended up on the farm of a man named Carl Wiley and his father. Mm-hmm. They force Carl, like steal him. They kidnap him and make him drive them around. While they're leaving, because again, he's being forcibly kidnapped, Carl's father like runs out with his shotgun and tries shooting at the vehicle that his son is in and is driving. And the only person he hits is Carl. He ends up inadvertently shooting his own son, which Carl's okay. He only had like a minor injury, but still.
Oh my God. This is infuriating.
It's
again, as a gun-loving family, this is infuriating.
This is crazy. So the robbers have Carl like only take back roads. They have him like for 24 hours. They are making him drive them all over the place. I think they're like literally sleeping like in the woods, like in the meantime.
After he got shot?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why
Again,
do they keep taking people? Just take
the
car.
I don't know. So they end up letting Carl go after 24 hours, and they steal another car. So Carl, he thought that everyone thought that, because again, they're only taking back roads. It's not like they have GPS. Everyone thought that Carl had driven them to a town called Breckenridge.
Okay.
They were actually right outside Cisco.
Wait. Did Carl know he was driving him to
No.
Cisco, or was he being told where to go?
He was being told where to go.
So they just drove themselves back to the scene of the crime?
Mm-hmm.
Were there not
any
signs at all?
When Carl realized he was in Cisco, he went straight to the police.
How come literally these kids are so smart? The 14-year-old.
I don't know how old Carl is. I think he's in his early 20s.
Okay. These men are so stupid.
They're so stupid. So by this point, it's several days. It's now the 27th of December.
Right.
Christmas has come and gone. Ratliff and Hill, they had both been injured during all the gunfire, and they're not doing well at all. Like,
right.
I think Hill had been shot in the arm, and he had, like, lost use. Ratliff had gotten, like, grazed in the face, and he had, like, a super, like, bloody face. That's kind of also how Laverne was able to, like, keep his face in her mind, because she was like, wow, he has a really bloody face.
Oh.
They had very little rest, almost no food, and the weather, they had, like, a crazy snowstorm in Texas, where the weather got down to, like, below freezing temps, which is not very common for Texas.
Yeah.
So they were trying to cross the Brazos River outside Cisco, and ended up being caught by Young County Sheriff Foster.
Okay.
Who they were on the lookout. Because, again, there was an active manhunt going on.
Yeah.
Firefight starts, car chase, until the guys, like, wreck in a field, and then they're shooting out in the field. Ratliff ended up being hit, and Helms and Hill fled into the woods. So Ratliff lived, but he had got, like, I mean, he was shot, and it was pretty serious. And during this firefight, 2 other men had gotten injured in the shootout due to accidental discharge. Like 2 police officers. I think one, like, lost almost all the fingers in his hand. Like, it was crazy.
Oh, shit.
Craziness.
Ah.
So Hill and Helms, they avoid capture for 2 more days. And they ended up being cornered. Like, there's literally, like, a helicopter. Or a plane. Like a I don't remember what kind of plane, but it's like a pretty basic plane that, like, helped out with search.
Oh, shit.
And they ended up being caught in Graham, Texas, and ended up surrendering. They gave themselves up.
Okay. So
at this point, all 3 robbers, the 3 remaining robbers, are all still alive, and they are now in custody. And on January 7th, Deputy Carmichael, who had been injured in the first shootout at the bank, he had been in a coma up to this point, he died.
Oh.
So this is 3 deaths with Bedford, Carmichael, and Davis.
Okay.
So now they're trials. Ratliff was the first to go on trial on January 23rd, 1928, so just, like, less than a month later. They're like, let's get this shit going.
Yeah.
His trial lasted 4 days, and on January 27th, he was convicted of armed robbery. I think he was given, like, a 20-year sentence or something like that.
Wow.
Henry Helms' trial was on February 20th, 1928, and I think they were able to pin more on him as far as, like, the deaths of the police go. So he was sentenced to death on February 26th.
Wow.
Robert Hill, he pled guilty, and he appeared to show true remorse about what happened.
Yeah.
And his defense made the case that due to being orphaned, growing up in a reform school, it was the state's fault that he didn't grow up to be a productive member of society. They should have raised him better at the reform school.
Wow.
So he was sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Oh.
For his guilty verdict. While in prison, he escaped 3 times, but was caught each time.
Oh.
Eventually, he did chill out, was paroled in the mid-1940s, changed his name, and turned his life around.
Good for him.
Good for Robert.
Good for Robert.
On the other hand, Marshall Ratliff had a second trial on March 26th for the murders of Bedford and Carmichael.
Okay, yeah.
There was no evidence to support that he was the one who had shot them. And by all accounts, he was not holding his gun when they were shot.
Okay.
It all, like, witness testimonies pointed at Henry Helms for being responsible for the murders. But despite no corroborating evidence and actually, like, witness testimony in his defense, he was found guilty on March 30th and sentenced to death for murder.
And this is Radcliffe.
Marshall Ratliff.
Marshall Ratliff, yes.
So Henry and Marshall both filed appeals, but they're both denied. So now they're in prison. So then, I think it was while they were in prison, I think they were in the same prison, and they had heard of a guy who had tried to plead insanity. Yeah. I don't think the guy was successful, but they heard about it, and they were like, oh, if we're found insane, we won't be put to death. Because they don't do that. Like, if you're found guilty by reason of insanity, you're put in a hospital, and you're not executed. So Helms then starts acting crazy. The book goes into a lot more detail about the ways that he was acting crazy, but it was a lot of, like, incoherent nonsense. He was, like, behaving very strangely. Even his own family was like, oh yeah, that motherfucker was insane. Like, he's always been crazy. This is always the way he's been. Because, of course, they don't want their family member to be executed. But it did not work. And Henry Helms was executed by electric chair on September 6, 1929.
That's a horrible way to go.
It really is. So Ratliff, he actually witnessed Henry, like, he didn't see it happen, but, like, they had to walk by Marshall's cell to go to the electric chair. So he was like, this insanity thing is starting to sound like a good idea. So he starts acting insane.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where he was eating his own excrement.
That's a desperate man right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he changed prisons. I couldn't really understand why. They said there's some reasons, but it was a little convoluted.
Yeah.
So he was extradited to the Eastland County Jail, and his jailers were Pack Kilburn and Tom Jones. And Tom Jones was also called Uncle Tom because he was, like, a very kind, compassionate man.
He looks like a kind, compassionate man.
I know. And Marshall had these two fully convinced that he was insane. They're like, yeah, like, this guy cannot.
They hadn't seen him sane. So they just thought.
Yeah. And he was engaging in a lot of, like, other, like, very strange behavior. And they're like, yeah, there's no way this guy's normal. Like, he's crazy. So on November 18th, 1928, Marshall tries to escape. Okay. And in this escape attempt, he shoots Tom Jones. He ends up getting a gun and ends up firing at him, and Tom Jones ends up dying later. I think
Tom.
I know. I think it was, like, the next day or the day after.
Okay.
He's just injured at this point. But the citizens of Eastland County who are not cool with Marshall being there, they hear about him hurting Tom Jones because Tom Jones has to go to the hospital, and they're like, fuck this motherfucker. So a mob forms.
Oh god, another one. Fuck.
Breaks in, like, they storm the prison. Over 1,000 people. Over 1,000 people storm the prison, overpower Kilburn, who tried to protect Ratliff, and dragged Ratliff outside.
Oh, shit.
Where he was lynched.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. At 9:55 p.m. on November 19th, 1929. Apparently, because again, Tom Jones was still alive at this point. He heard news about what happened to Ratliff, and he completely condemned the action. He was like, no, like, it was not their right to do that. Like, he is protected by due process, and that's not what happened here. So he definitely
got
did
the
not
last
support
word
what
in.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he died not long after that.
Right.
No one was tried for the lynching.
They're probably like, well, what do you do?
I think so. Ratliff's body was held at a furniture store in Eastland because apparently furniture stores also made coffins. So they just displayed his body at a furniture store where thousands of people came by to just see Marshall Ratliff.
I feel so sorry for his mother.
I know. And during this whole time, like the book was saying, like during this whole time, she was fighting so hard to like get his prison sentence reduced. And she was seeing him, like she was visiting him in prison all the time. She wrote so many letters. She tried to appeal to the new governor of Texas to pardon him. But there's a new governor, and they were much more discriminate about who they pardoned from prison. And I mean, she was desperately trying to get him out of prison, or at least not have a death sentence.
For him to do it again? I mean,
I know, right?
Like, I don't love prisons, but he was showing no remorse.
Right. And I mean, he, based on his pattern of behavior, it's very likely he would have gotten out and done something else.
Unlike Robert, who turned his life around. He made
Right.
that choice for himself.
Right.
Ugh.
Ratliff, they had his coffin made, and his family did come collect his body, and he was buried at Olivet Cemetery in Fort Worth in an unmarked grave. And it was unmarked because his family did not want people to vandalize his grave.
Yeah. I don't blame them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So 6 people total died. Chief Bedford, Deputy Carmichael, Lewis Davis, Henry Helms, Marshall Ratliff, and Tom Jones. The building where the robbery took place still stands. It is still up.
Cool.
And I think the jail that he was held in, that Marshall was held in, still has like a bullet hole from that night where he tried to escape.
Huh.
So back to Robert Hill, some positives. He was released from prison in 1948, and he actually received a full pardon on August 17th, 1964. He sent apology letters to Laverne Comer and Woody Harris.
Oh, how sweet.
And Robert Hill and Woody Harris actually became super close friends. I know.
No way.
And apparently they even met at like a secret location for the 50th anniversary of the robbery. And I mean, Robert was in his 70s and Woody was in his 60s at the time, you know.
Wow.
But I thought that was really cute.
That's so funny.
Yeah. The bank was moved to a new location in 1982, so it continued to be a bank there.
Oh
for
my
the
God.
next, like 40 years.
Please tell me they upped security.
I think they did. And there's now a musical called The Great Santa Claus Bank Robbery. It debuted in 2005. There's also a book written by A.C. Green, and it was a contemporary book, like with the robbers, called The Great Santa Claus Bank Robbery. The book I read, Tui, the author, mentioned that there were some things about A.C. Green's book.
Yeah.
Where he would change some names, but not explain why he changed some names. Or he would like introduce this person, but not explain like their true role in the story, or like neglect to mention some things. And also I didn't write it in my notes, but the author in the book I read mentioned it, and I saw it in like a couple, well, I only have 3 sources, but I saw it like mentioned. But there's no evidence. But there's record and there's witness testimony of a mysterious blonde being being a participant in this robbery. No one knows who it is. No one can corroborate there's a couple strings of evidence. Ooh. Like I think Chief Bedford said something before he died about there being a blonde woman. Some people think it's Mrs. Heron, the landlady. But no one knows. And there's no proof that this person ever even existed. There's like
I love a mystery.
I know. So if you read the book, she goes into more detail about the mysterious blonde.
Okay.
And I think it was even reported on in newspapers. But again, no one knows who this is or if there was even a woman that participated. The Texas Bankers Foundation, who had the robbery reward program to bring in dead robbers, they no longer have a reward for dead robbers. That ended in 1964.
Let's just completely forget about the judicial system that we have in place. It's fine.
Right.
This is the wild, wild west.
It has since been altered for the, quote, capture and conviction of bank robbers.
Okay. We'll take capture and conviction. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So we don't incentivize shooting random people.
Right. For more than a year's salary.
I mean, I'd tackle someone for more than a year's salary.
Right.
I'd try.
Yeah.
Maybe not if they have a gun.
I mean, I've done it for less, so I've done it for free. Playing sports.
I just grew up with an older brother and an older cousin that lived with us that was like a brother. So basically 2 older brothers. I was surviving is what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah. So that was also for free. They can catch these hands anytime they want to this day.
And they know that.
Then they know.
So that's what I have on the Santa Claus bank robbery of 19...
What the fuck just happened? Okay, here's my assessment. Robert and Lewis, bless them. Those poor things did not deserve any of that. Marshall, okay, Henry is he's like the brains of the operation, and Marshall wants to be the brains of the operation really bad. Henry is just too violent and mean. Marshall just doesn't know any better, I don't think.
Yeah.
His mama apparently didn't tell him no enough.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment.
She's got to stop bailing him out.
He's got to stop enabling.
Some hard lessons.
He's got to face consequences.
And it just turned into a clusterfuck. I'm still hung up on, why did the police form a mob? Why did they try to shove 16 hostages into one car? Why did they end up taking 2 children hostages? Why did they leave the money and his brother-in-law behind? Why?
Well, I can't answer your last question. It's because they were in a fucking hurry because people were actively shooting at them.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
They definitely did not, like, they purposely did leave behind Lewis Davis because he was unconscious and they've already carried dead weight into the car and then, like, to get him back out while actively being shot at, they were like, we can't. But I think in the bustle of everything, they were so worried about getting the kids inside and not getting shot themselves that they forgot about the cash, which is just, when I read that, I was like, I literally said out loud, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Take the cash, leave the children. You don't need the children. You didn't rob a bank. You didn't rob the child bank. What are you doing? What is this?
Lordy.
Also, the whole mentality of this mob having to shoot first, ask questions later is the worst mentality when you don't know who is friend and who is foe.
Right. Poor Woody almost died.
Yeah. Could you imagine being
That would
his
be
mother
awful.
and father and like grandmother and being like, no, don't shoot at him.
Right.
You dumbasses.
Well, entertaining story.
Yeah. Well, I feel so bad for those 6 people and all those that got caught astray. But my God, was this a roller? You were right. It's a roller coaster of dumb fuckery.
Bumbling, bumbling bullshit.
Just bumbling. Oh, God. That's one fucked up Santa. but ruined a lot of holiday cheer that year.
I know. And that is one point that Tui goes about in her book. I just want to make sure I get her last name right, because I can't remember her last name. Tui Snider. Mm-hmm. One thing that she did talk about in her book was like all the children who had Christmas ruined for them because Santa tried to kill them, or kill their mother, or kill their father, like, or just in general, like, knew someone that got hurt. Or think of the 2 children that were taken hostage.
I bet he took off that Santa hat and beard, and those girls were like, fucking
Marshall?
Fucking Marshall? Why are you here right now? Like, what? My mom knows your mom, dude.
No, the shit's crazy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that.
I did. I hope everyone else enjoyed it as much as I did.
I hope
they were yelling into their headphones. Like I was.
What do you mean? That was my thought, like, the entire time. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Should we do socials?
Let's do socials.
Okay. If you like this, you can find us on Facebook.
Ill-Equipped History Podcast Group and page.
Instagram.
At Ill-Equipped History.
TikTok.
At Ill-Equipped History.
Gmail.
ill-equippedhistory@gmail.com. We actually got an email.
We did!
We got an email!
Keep emailing us all the suggestions and kind words. Please, kind words.
Yes. Leave a review if you're so inclined. We haven't had a review in like 3 years. Yeah. So if you want to give us one, we would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Like and share. Like, it really does help us out. And everyone and their mom has podcasts now. So
we want to be like different. This one, we want to stand out.
push us out there. Okay, help you bitches out. Okay.
And another way to help us out is on our
Patreon.
Ill-Equipped History Podcast. Patreon.com/ill-equippedhistory. Sorry, I got confused there.
It's okay. I was about to say group and page for you. At least we're wrong together. So, y'all, it's $5. We're not going to overcharge you. Unless you get the bank robbers tier, that is $1,500.
Yes.
In 1920s currency.
Yes.
So, that's that tier, we fly out to where you are and give you a hug.
Yep. And we will like talk to you to your face, and we will present you an episode to your face and like just move in with you because you just paid for our salary for the year. So
yeah. Yep. So you'll remember, guys, it's just a little $98,000. That's all. Nothing huge. But it would really we'll start recording videos for that much money.
Yeah,
maybe we'll like, I think we could do a lot if we didn't have to cookies. Like work our jobs. Yeah. I think that would be, if we didn't have to work jobs, recording it.
Yeah.
10 o'clock at night wouldn't be necessary.
Yeah. We could get that little studio we've been talking about for years.
Yeah. Just, so sign up for the bank robbers tier and you won't regret it. You'll make 2 best friends for life.
We will never leave you alone.
Yeah, you get to hang out with us whether you like it or not. So, and if you're gonna rob a bank, 1, don't. 2, don't dress up as Santa when you do it. You're going to ruin a lot of cheer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big bummer. And also, this was not the only one, because when I was looking up like pictures for Santa Claus bank robbery, there were multiple. So stop. Don't do that anymore.
Oh, no, not multiple. Okay, well, be safe out there. Finish up your Christmas shopping.
I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate.
I think Hanukkah starts. I was just talking with someone about Hanukkah.
Okay.
I think, when does that start? Today, as of recording. Today is the first day of Hanukkah.
Hey,
so
happy Hanukkah then.
Happy third day of Hanukkah. No, fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth day of Hanukkah.
Fourth day. Happy fourth day of Hanukkah. And all the celebrations that's going on.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!